For our third installment on financial viability, we now look at a financial statement which is known as the cash flow statement. For those of you who have already finished accounting, you know that the cash flow along with the income statement and the balance sheet are the three primary financial statements that businessmen look at in order to test the feasibility or profitability or health of a particular business. The cash flow measures the lifeblood of the company, and the lifeblood of the company happens to be cash. Cash that goes in, so here you have cash in, so cash comes in through sales and beginning cash, and cash that goes out, so cash out, capex and opex, and here is the net effect, whether it's income or loss. There you have it, and then you have your ending cash. Now mind you, this is a very oversimplified cash flow statement, because in some of the other cash flow statements you will sometimes see columns that deal with tax, receivables, rows that deal with tax, receivables, inventory, cost of goods sold, and so on and so forth. But we're just making this simple cash flow statement for purposes of illustration. Now, a while ago I said that cash is the lifeblood of the company, because it is very, very possible for you to have high sales and yet still go out of business. How? Yes, you might have high sales, but it is very possible, for example, that your customers do not pay you on time. So, high sales, but you have big receivables, or maybe even big debts. And because of that, since you have to run your operations on a regular basis, there's your OPEX. If you don't have cash for OPEX, then you can't run your business. Therefore, you end up closing shop. The cash flow statement helps you forecast and project times over a certain period of time when you would be needing extra cash, and the times when you would be positive, meaning to say out of the red and having positive cash flow. So the business, for example, that we want to set up is something similar to Pouchin, or maybe Pouchin. You will see here that the investment is equivalent to 110,000. Let's say all of these are in figures of thousands. Cap is at 50, OPEX at 60. So what is our basis for saying that OPEX is at 60? Well, as you can see here, during the first month when there is still no operations, the beginning cash is at 50 and it's spent on capex, so that's negative 50. But for the next 3 months, so this is the first month of operation, second month, and third month, OPEX would still be needed on a regular basis because you are still in the red. See? Negative 50, negative 60, negative 60, negative 40. So that's 20, 20, 20. Therefore, that is equivalent to 60. So there you have it. 50 plus 60 is equivalent to 110. Okay? So let's go back to our first month. So during the first month, normally you do not operate yet because it is at this point where you take care of your business permit, you take care of your BIR, you take care of all of your obligations, maybe even process your permit to set up shop at De La Salle CSB. And when you begin operations during the second month, let us suppose that you have a sales of, say, 10,000. Okay? So our beginning cash is at negative 50. This is always carried over from the ending cash from the previous period. So here you have negative 50, it is moved there. Let's look at this. Ending cash from the second month is negative 60, it's moved up there. So it just goes in that manner. Anyway, sales at 10, but we have negative 50 beginning cash and OPEX at negative 20. Okay, so we have a net loss of 60 because this is 70 minus 10, that's 60, and ending cash at negative 60. Let us say that during the second month of operation, sales jumps from 10 to 20,000. Is this enough? Apparently not, because with the beginning cash here, which is still negative, you still have an ending cash of 60. During the third month of operation, sales moves to 40, so it's doubled, okay, from 20 to 40. Your ending cash, it's still at negative 40, but at least it has decreased over time. But it is only in the 5th month where the cash flow starts to become positive, when you make 100,000 in sales. And then you have here in the 6th month, you have what is known as the payback period. Okay, what exactly do we mean by the payback period? The payback period is the period wherein your investment will be recouped. So the investment here is at 110, right? Here in the 5th month, even if your ending cash is already positive, it is still not enough because it's only 40. Right? So during the 6th month, when it becomes 220, can we confidently say that you have recouped your investment of 110,000?